This is going to be a little bit of a different video. This is me kind of just talking about what's going on during the match, letting you guys see what happens in, 1:30 in the morning kind of games. I'm just playing killer, trying to get my rank up. And I'm still learning Wesker. This is about my 4th or 5th game with him. I missed quite a few hits. Later on, I just start missing swings left and right. And it's not really a good time. I'm still trying to learn the timing for him. I'm still trying to learn how to turn into things with him. I think it's right here that I don't turn into the wall fast enough, and I end up just throwing this poor ace, and it just adds time to my chase. It comes down to like 1 generator left, and there's I think 3 or 4 of them that are still up, and a couple of them are still on first hook. And Wesker is a good enough killer that he's got enough map presence that I'm able to keep it under control, and I end up with a 3K. And I think it's the Rebecca that gets out. She deserved it. One of them deserved to live. They did really good. They were punishing me for my mistakes, and hats off to them for being a pretty good group of survivors. They weren't toxic about it. They were just good at running, and they saw that I was new with this killer and took full advantage of it. Like right here, this Claudette is just probably having an absolute field day. I started missing like 3 or 4 hits in a row with her. I think it's like right about here. I missed this, and then I just missed 3 like regular old swings on her. First one's right about here, and the second one is right around this mark. I just can't seem to get it, and then finally get her down. And yeah, no, I was not having a good time. I was a little bit tired. I was trying to focus up, which is why I wasn't talking too much when I was actually recording, and it ended up being a pretty good game. They made one major mistake, which I think is what cost them the match, and it's later in the video when they just kind of all group up in one corner, and I knew that it wasn't going to go well for them because they just started taking focus on a few of them at a time, and so the more injured that they are, the more time that they're going to try to take to heal and cleanse themselves of the infection that Wesker brings to the table. And it just sort of snowballed after that one. I think it's right about here is... No, it's not. This is a different time. But they all end up in this corner, and I think that's what ends up really costing them the game.
Too bad you won't make it much further.
So this guy right here did an absolutely wonderful job at running me the entire match when he got the chance. This is like the only mistake that he really made, the major one right there. I don't know what he was doing. I think he thought I was going to swing at the window. He just swung back a little bit too early, but he does really good there. He definitely read that one, read me like a book at that point, but then he does drop that Shack pallet pretty early. I think he probably could have mind gamed me just a little bit more and played with it just a bit, but he did really good this entire time. So it's like right about this point, I came to get that Rebecca off that generator, and then I saw him over there, and I was like, okay, well, there's 2. Nope, there's 3. Oh my gosh, there's 4 of them here. And this is where I just started, injure this one, injure that one. Just start taking some swings at them, making sure that they're staying either infected or injured. So, they're going to take time to focus on something other than generators. At this point, I only have 2 gens left, and I have not been focusing on the generators like I should have been. They do end up giving me kind of a 3 gen, but not really. It's just 3 in a row, which made it really easy to deal with, and I don't know what that Claudette was doing right there. I don't know what that one was. No, this is where the major mistake happened. Is they all just grouped up in this one little area of the map and let me get 3 or 4 injures on them, and then Claudette that came back for some reason, they both end up going on a hook, and so this is where a lot of their attention goes for quite a few seconds. So right here it came down to one gen left. I absolutely love that swing. Absolutely love that. If you see a survivor trying to hide behind a window like that, punish them for it, because you can swing over most windows. But this is where it came down to one generator left. There's 4 of them alive, and I only have 5 hooks right now. And so I figured, well, I'll be lucky to get 1. You know, this is still early on with my Wesker, and so I knew that I was going to have some rough games. But just the way that he moves and his lunge attack and then his terror radius on top of all that with the infection that wastes time, he's just such a good killer that I ended up being able to pull this one back just a little bit. I think I got a little bit better and they started making a few more mistakes because they thought they could tell I was new with Wesker, and so I think that they relaxed a little bit and I just kind of hunkered down and focused up, and it ended up being not a bad game for me. So right here is a really good example of that lunge that Wesker has. It's just such a huge tool that you should always use with killers. If they have that lunge ability, do not be afraid to use it, because you will get some pretty wild swings through pallets like that. And then it was right about here that I discovered that you can't actually walk through those 2 rocks. That is a solid object that will block your pathing. So, you know, I'm still learning quite a few new things about this game, and clearly he knew that, I did not, and he just used it a little bit there to his advantage.
I'm tired of wasting my time with you.
And then it's right here. I hear both of them in this area, and I knew that they both were on their 3rd hook when they got on hook. Game over for them, so I just chose one. First one I saw, it was this Ada, and she just got unfortunate enough to not make that pallet quite. And I wasted enough time right here getting her on a hook that the Rebecca does escape. And, you know, I think they kind of deserved that one. I definitely made quite a few mistakes myself, and they were doing really good punishing me for it in the early game. And then when I learned just a little bit, I was just able to turn it around.